Welcome. This is the program that will encourage you to make sure government becomes we the people. Whether you are liberal, progressive, conservative, or otherwise, we only owe allegiance to you. Remember, you can also send me a tweet at EGBERTOWILLIES. That is at Egbertollies. We're having technical difficulties because the internet here is overloaded. But you know what? We are going to continue with it anyway. And let me tell you, see. So hang with us. Done. Anyway, today we are lucky to have the one and only editor. We've been having a great Netroots nation here, and I understand that it's difficult watching right now, but have fun. Call is the author of Op-Ed News, and hello, we have some other. As you guys can see, we have visitors from all over as we do our live show. What's that? Yeah, you're doing fine. Anyhow, folks, we've been having a great Netroots Nation show here. And what we want to do here is kind of give you guys a flip.
All the activists, all the people who are trying to make a big difference in making this world a better place. And they're doing it is, what's the problem? And then what do we do to fix it? And what is...
Well, this year, and you noticed it, normally leaders, a large post-COVID, and in fact, we're still wearing masks and all of that out here, but I think that has something to do with it.
Well, you know, and I was looking, and I mean, there are some like great, but there aren't a lot of big name keywords. Right. You don't need to have really big names in order to have a great conference with great people, with great ideas and great information and inspiration. So I had to give a little slap there.
And it takes a certain amount of effort to get rid of that muscle memory. You know, I speak a whole lot about work at it. I had an interview with a young man that came here. He said, and he came out and he formed his space simply to go ahead and get a fantastic personalities of the people. He said, what you see on TV about the prisons, not the way it is. He also said the prison system has become a place where was formed out within his own system to work on video editing and all that kind. But what he was trying to express was that there was 25 years behind bars. He said it was a difficult adjustment coming back, and the story. The reason the story touched me, you listen to him. He didn't complain. He didn't try to take away that he was wrong and that he was rightfully imprisoned, not necessarily rightfully imprisoned for 25 years, because as he saw it, you know, the CEOs and all of that have caused more.
It seems that he's healed.
Yes.
And he's not just angry, and he's a new person.
He's a new person, and he said, were it not for even some of his correctional officers, he would not have been where he is today. He said because they actually showed a certain level of interest in him to allow him to get where he is today.
It's like Viktor Frankl. He was in the concentration camps, and he wrote about how, you know, it's not what's happening to you, it's how you react to it.
Right, exactly. And you know, it doesn't. And I'd like to add a corollary to that, because it's not only what has happened to you, but it's happened to you, and still come out with an attitude that says, in as much as that has happened, I am looking forward. That is such an important characteristic for one to have. You know, I think, and you know, it's a fine line, because I think there are some who, because bad things have happened to them, they throw their hands up in the air and say, what, I'm not going to let that have an impact on what I can do for society, what I can do for myself, what I can do for my family.
Holding that grudge, holding on to that is like carrying a weight around for the rest of your life.
That's very true.
And if you can let go of it, then you become a lighter person.
Right. I don't think what we're trying to tell people is to forget what has happened or it to them, but to tell them, look, it has happened. It is gone. You know, I had another interview with a woman that I met in New York at the Bridge Alliance's social cohesion conference, And she said it is necessary for people to atone for what they've done, but she's not going to live. And she's done just that. She's done move on. Hey, guys, I know that the video isn't the best right now, but we can't quite help it because of the networks. Maybe if a few more people stop streaming, we're talking about today is going to be given to you in perfect format when we replay it. Loosen up the head. Just maybe I'll be able to process it tonight, right?
You work too hard, Egberto.
Well, I mean, no, it's not Egberto. It's we. We work hard. I mean, we do a lot of. I mean, I'm looking around a conference right now of acting in her pad. Likely, I don't know, maybe a blogger or something of that sort. Let's see. I think Egberto said we should atone for something. Oh, Lee Grant, you always catch the particular words about what Egberto said. Deb, let me salute all my folks in here, and I hope you guys are going to hear it. But we have Lee Grant, one of my conservatives in the field, E2247, who is one of our regulars as well, Peggy Lopez. Welcome to Politics Done Right, Peggy Lopez. Deb Denny says, Lee Grant, using earbuds seem to help me. I've never tried them before. Great to hear. Bridge says, yeah, Egberto Willis, tell them all, stop streaming. Oh, at least you heard that, Bridge. At least you heard that. We have Lee Grant says, I need to turn off the audio for this. No, you need to turn off the video for it. And although Rob is a very handsome guy, I'm pretty sure that you guys don't mind seeing Mr. Handsome back here. Peggy Lopez says, not a techie person. I know there is some problem with away devices from how the show starts and stops going to crochet through the show. Crochet through the show, but I promise you a better show the second time around. I don't know why we had it this bad this time around. But anyway, Peggy says, Egberto, some will jump up to bite one in their ass. Peggy, I want to tell you a story that this person said in the interview. I don't remember if he said this in the interview or he told me after the interview, but I don't think it is something that I need to not say. I don't think he would mind me saying. He said he was married for a short time after prison, but he gave an example of something that occurred that showed exactly what you're saying is correct. And let me tell you the story. While he was sleeping, and he jumped up ready to rumble, if you will. And he said that came from when you're in prison, if you feel somebody touching you, you know it's time to get defensive, time to defend yourself. And he said that was an automatic response that he had. So that right.
It's PTSD.
Right. And that's what he went through. And he said he has worked on it, is working on it, but that every so often something would trigger something in his mind that has him reacting.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about that. Talk a little about that.
The other side of it is that positive psychotherapy for much of its history was just involved in psychology in the 80s, because I really started asking the question, how much can you help people by teaching them how to lift themselves up?
Right.
How to be well.
Right.
And so, yeah, you got to deal with the old stuff, but you can also build your strengths too. Right. I'm working on a little rotator cuff stuff right now. And so the PT is a whole life, but you can also strengthen yourself, and you can also build strengths in other areas of your life so that you can have more joy and happiness.
Right.
And if you carry the old stuff and focus on it, it's going to make it harder to do that.
It'll eat you up, yeah. Well, I mean, and that is the way I look at life. I'm writing my fifth book, which is called, and I always forget the name, but it's a tribute on the shows that we do all of the time. And they always see a smile, and they always, it's almost like someone would say, you don't act like if bad things have happened to you. And I said, yeah, a hell of a lot of bad things have happened to me, more so to me than a lot of folks, because I was in business. I've been to China in business and done all the things, and you would not believe, never allowed that to be a weight on my shoulder. Not that what Peggy Lopez says couldn't occur. Like, let me give a personal example with my friend here, Rob Call. You see, I'm getting like you, man. We with my friend Rob Call. I sent him an email of my life experiences, to make an assumption. And Rob said, "It's like, why the hell didn't you call me and let me know that you had sent something?" I made assumptions based out of my real world experiences. So I mean, so there are a lot of things that happen.
Afro-Caribbean, Latino.
You know, I mean,
I'm an old white guy.
But I mean, other things have happened, not because
But
you're,
but it,